Welcome back to Debt Galore No More. My name's Kara, and we finally did it. We finally paid off my husband's car. Now, in my last video where I kind of laid out all my debt, I told you that we owed about $7,400 on this car. This loan was through a credit union in Virginia. The only way that we were able to pay on the loan was either with a check or over the phone with an additional fee. Now, if we paid by check, we'd have to wait a few days for our check to clear, and so the interest would accrue as we were waiting. Also, we couldn't use a check to pay more than $5,000 in one transaction, so with a balance of around $7,400, obviously we'd have to do something. What we decided to do was pay that $5,000 by check. Once that $5,000 cleared, we called and made that final payment of $2,423.20. This included a $12 convenience fee, but it was worth every penny because now we have two fully paid cars. And once we receive that title in the mail, we'll be able to call our insurance company and get a better rate there as well. So we're saving money all around.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you?
Yes, hi. I was just calling to pay off a remaining balance on a loan I have.
Okay, and what type of vehicle is it?
2017 Hyundai Ioniq.
Okay, so if you pay it off today, your payoff amount is $2,411.20. Okay, we'll go ahead and process your payment, and it's already went through. All right, well, congratulations on paying off your loan, and I'll get your address updated. Like I said, you'll have that title within about 2 weeks.
Okay, excellent.
Now I'd like to get into some of the details of our car journey and how we got to this point. Way back in May 2010, before I even met my husband, he bought a 1997 Honda Accord for $700. Now, 4 years after that, when I met him, he still had this car. He claims when he bought it, it was in, well, pretty good condition, but when I met him, a few doors weren't working, the window wasn't working, there were like no shocks. It was something. So in May of 2015, we ended up moving to Virginia from New York, and there was just no way his car was gonna make it there, so he had to sell it. Somehow he made $300 on it. But yeah, as soon as we moved there, neither of us had jobs, so it wasn't a big deal that we only had one car. However, when we both ended up getting jobs, we worked in two different cities in complete opposite directions, so we both needed a car. So at that point, in May of 2015, he bought a 2016 Hyundai Elantra. Now, I went with him to buy this car, and people who lived there did not like you if you were not from there. And on top of that, we were in our early 20s and we were just fully taken advantage of. But the car was purchased for around $21,000 at a 3% interest rate. The payment was about $320 a month, which isn't really that bad, but after we got home and we thought about it for a few days or weeks, we were like, wow, we were really taken advantage of. We went in wanting to buy a used car and we came out with a brand new one. So that's kind of where the story spirals. We were making barely any money. I still had a car payment. We were just out of college, and so we really didn't know what we were doing. Just 3 months later, in August of 2015, he traded in the car and got a lease. This lease was a 2015 Toyota Corolla. The plan was that he would buy it at the end of the lease. I didn't go with him this time. I would have told him to never get a lease, but he learned his lesson. Anyway, this was a 3-year lease. The payment was $395 a month because you have to think there was the negative equity that you have to roll in. But he was very happy with this car. He really thought that he would buy it at the end of the lease. But it turns out, if you get a lease and you go over your mileage limit and then you want to buy the car, the dealership will charge you for what your mileage should have been when you traded in your car. So say you should have had 36,000 miles at the end of your lease. If you had 50,000, the dealership will treat the sale as if your car only had 36,000 miles on it. So that's another way for them to take advantage of you. Anyway, in April of 2018, we knew we were getting close to the end of that lease, so we needed to do something. We received in the mail a promotion from that first dealership who sold him the Elantra. It seemed like divine intervention or something. It was perfect timing. This promotion promised to get anyone out of a lease early because they wanted to get rid of some cars that they had. So we thought, why not? May as well take a look. So we go to the dealership And remember, this is April of 2018. They were trying to get rid of these 2017 Ioniqs or Ionics. It's spelled Ioniq. Still not sure how to say it. But we knew that we wanted to move from there very soon, and we had multiple cats at that point. So a hatchback seemed like it would be perfect. And that's exactly what these cars were. So we settled on the black 2017 Hyundai Ioniq, and we've had this car since April of 2018. It is now March 2021. The car was purchased for $27,900, but there was definitely negative equity in there. And this was a 6.5-year loan at 4.75% interest. The monthly payment was $413.08. Miraculously, we have paid this loan off 3.5 years early. And let me tell you, we have both learned our lesson. We will never buy a brand new car again. And if we don't have to, we are not going to a car dealership. I'm going to share my grandmother's philosophy on paying for cars. I think this is really interesting. So about a year and a half ago, my grandmother bought a Corvette Stingray. Yes, she's in her 70s and she drives a Corvette. She told me that what she does for cars is she'll either pay for the whole thing in cash or she'll pay off the loan within 1 year. This makes a lot of sense to me. If you have the money to pay for a car, but you're getting 0% interest, you may as well hold on to that loan for a little bit because of the time value of money. If you're not sure what the time value of money is, just kind of think of inflation. That'll give you the gist. But I thought this was a pretty interesting concept, and I'm definitely going to take that to heart. And yeah, obviously my grandma is not like other grandmas. So going into my overall debt, I know I said that I wanted to pay off student loans next, but I also mentioned that I'm probably going to change my mind, and guess what I did? So recently I've got an idea in my head that I'd like to move to a different area of Phoenix. I don't know which area yet. I just know that where I live now is not really where I want to be. I also know that I'd like a vacation home in either Florida or Las Vegas. So keeping those two goals in mind, whichever one I choose, I'll need to pay off some of my house. Since I've got a mortgage, a solar panel loan, and a backyard loan, I need to pay down some of these. Since my solar panels are paid down to around $21,000 as of today, if my calculations are correct, they should be paid off within the next year, which is incredibly exciting because they have a lien on my house, and if those are paid off, I don't have to worry about that anymore. So once we pay off the solar panels, we can consider either moving or buying a vacation home. In the meantime, we can explore more of Phoenix and see exactly where we want to live if we choose to move. So yeah, my next goal is to pay off those solar panels. Thanks for coming along with me on this ride, my debt journey that will hopefully be over in the next few years. Let me know in the comments what you're paying off right now. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe. Anyway, I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!